We all spend a lot of time on our phones, right? But what if we switched it to reading time? That's what I'm going to try this week. For the next 5 days, I'm going to be using the screen time on my phone from last week and switching it to reading time. Every day, I will be reading the amount that I was on my phone last week. Today is Monday, and I'm going to be starting the challenge today, and I'm going to be reading for about 2.5 hours today, and we're just going to go through my week and see how much reading I can get done in the time I spent on my phone last week. This week we will be reading for about 16 hours, not including my weekend times because I'm likely not doing the weekend. I used my phone for 22 hours and 35 minutes last week. On Monday, I used it for 2 hours and 46 minutes, so that will be how much we're reading today. Tuesday, I used my phone for 3 hours and 17 minutes. Wednesday, 3 hours and 39. Thursday, 2 hours and 44, and Friday, 3 hours and 36 minutes. My most used app is Instagram. That's what I spend my most time on, is social media and YouTube. Instagram and YouTube. And yeah, so that is what we're going to be doing today. Not too drastic of a change amongst all of the days. The highest is going to be Wednesday, which is 3 hours and 39 minutes. So I'm confident that this will be easy to manage, and I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm really curious to see how many books or how many pages we can read in this amount of time. So yeah, come along with me on this awesome adventure. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm currently reading The City We Became, so that is what we're gonna be starting off with. I'm like 125 pages into this. I'm really hoping to get this done this week, hopefully within the first few days, because I have been having trouble getting through it, not because it's a bad book. I think it's a really good book, but I haven't read a high fantasy book in a while, or a long book in a while, so I think I'm like reacclimating, because that's all I used to read, and then I kind of started doing just like short reads, and I think that kind of messed me up, but I'm really excited to try this and see what happens. So it is Monday at 10:50 a.m. and I am going to open up my clock app and put in a timer. I'm actually going to start reading now. I have like an hour of time, a little less, until I have to go pick up my sister, so I'm gonna do my best to read for that entire amount of time. I'm nervous. This is actually insane. I've never like timed myself reading. I have no clue how much I actually read a day. I know I read quite a bit, but I'm so interested to see how this challenge goes. Okay, we got this. So I'm going to set the timer for today's reading right now. Alright, let's go. So I'm about to start the last half of today's time. I have an hour and 28 minutes left on the clock. I am 70 pages more into The City We Became, so I'm going to sit. It is 7:30 right now. I had a great day. I'm going to sit and get through as much as I can in one sitting, and then do some more before I go to bed if I need. Hi, so it is Tuesday now. It is like 11 o'clock. I have work in 2 hours, so I'm gonna try to read for like an hour or so. I have 2 hours and 50 minutes left on the clock. I started off with 3 hours and 17 minutes, and I just read a little bit when I woke up this morning. I am almost done with The City We Became. I have like 140 pages left, so I'm hopeful we can finish this today, because yesterday I read 160 pages in 2.5 hours-ish, so I think we can do it. I'm hoping we can. But I also have work today, and it's going to be a slow shift, at least I'm hopeful, so I'm going to try to get as much reading done there as I can. Obviously I can't film there, but I'm reading The Color Purple. That's like my bag book, so that's what I'm going to bring with me to work, and last time I read 70 pages of that in like an hour, so I'm really hopeful we can get through a significant chunk of that at work. But I actually need to water my plants real quick because I forgot to do that, and then we are going to read for as long as I can before work. I'm actually really enjoying this book now. I think it's good. Like, this is the type of book like you have to read consecutively, like not in little chunks. So having this timer and like having longer chunks of time to focus on it has actually been really helpful for my like enjoyment of the book. So I'm excited to finish this. The next book we're going to read after this is The Lost Apothecary, and if we get through that, I'm hoping to read People We Met on Vacation. So those are both books I got in a little free library, so I'm very excited. So it is the end of Tuesday, day 2 in the challenge. I got a lot done today. I read for 3 hours and 17 minutes today. I got through 120 pages of The Color Purple, which I read at work. I actually read the most, like the longest chunk of time while at work, so it was a really slow shift. So that went really well. And The Color Purple is an incredible book. I'm really, really loving it. And then I read 100 pages of The City We Became, so in total 220 pages in 3 hours and 17 minutes, which is basically a page a minute. It's actually 1.11 pages a minute, which is actually really cool. But I think that's really awesome. I'm really proud of what I read this today. It went really well. I'm a little concerned for tomorrow because I have quite a few plans tomorrow, and it's the highest. It's 3 hours and 40 minutes basically, so not too much higher than today, but I do have more things on my schedule. I was trying to get an audiobook, but I'm having trouble finding places where you don't have to pay for a subscription to get an audiobook, so I'm probably just gonna vibe with reading. I move in a few weeks, not a few weeks, like exactly a month actually. So I'm just also working out like packing and reorganizing and stuff like that. But you know, I'm excited. I don't know how tomorrow is gonna go. I think it's gonna be the most challenging day, but I'm almost done with The City We Became. I have that much left. I literally have like almost exactly 60 pages left, so I know we can knock that out pretty early on tomorrow. And then once I finish that, I honestly think I might try to finish The Color Purple, even though that's technically like the book I bring to work. It's just such an amazing book, and I really want to finish it because it's easily becoming one of my favorite books. I was like talking to somebody when I was like at work, like I was serving a customer, and they noticed I was reading that, and we started talking about how it's their favorite book. So it's an incredible book. I highly recommend. So what I'm gonna read after that is, this is gonna become my bag book because it's another small book. I just noticed how tiny the font is in this book. Look at that. That is absolutely the smallest font I've ever seen. Okay, so I do really want to read this book, but I don't think I can actually read that font. I've never seen font that small. That's wild. This is 100 Years of Solitude, so I might have to scratch that idea for a bit, maybe like find a digital copy online and read it that way. But I want to finish this, and then I want to start reading The Lost Apothecary, which is going to be the next book I read after I finish The City We Became. So tomorrow is definitely going to be an interesting day, but I'm going to try my best to do it. This challenge is going like really well, and it's really making me reflect a lot on things, which we're going to talk about later on in the video, but yeah, I'm excited. We're only 2 days into this challenge. I've read almost 400 pages so far, so that's incredible. That's so cool. Alright, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hi, good morning, happy Wednesday. It is 10:40 right now. I'm about an hour into today's time, so I have like 2 hours and like 40 minutes left. But I just finished The City We Became, so I'm very happy to have that done with. I really liked it. I do think it was lacking a little bit in some things I was hoping for. I think the plot was like hard to follow at sometimes, but I loved the characters, I loved the writing, I loved the energy of the book, and I really enjoyed it. So now I'm going to read The Color Purple. I have like 100 pages of this left, and I'm gonna try to get through as much as I can before I have to leave. I have to go in like half an hour-ish, so I'm gonna read up until then, but I'm very happy. I'm really enjoying this. It's definitely like time consuming, but it's fun and I'm enjoying it, and it's fun to like actually read for this long every day. All right, let's go. Finished today's time for reading, so that was 3 hours and 39 minutes. It actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I had like a firm footing in all of the books I was reading, and since I was close to the end, I just tore through them. I got like 85 pages into The Lost Apothecary too, so that's great. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be for the longest amount of time. I think I'm just settling into this routine and kind of the demand of this challenge. But we have 2 more days. Today was our highest day, and then tomorrow we have 2 hours and 44 minutes, so I'm pretty confident we can finish The Lost Apothecary in that time. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I literally have my retainer in, so ignore that. But I just finished my time for the day, so I had 2 hours and 44 minutes today, and I kind of spread it out a bit more, but I'm reading The Lost Apothecary. I literally have 30 pages left. I could stay up and finish it, but I want to journal and go to bed. But it's honestly like not at all what I expected, and I'm not a huge fan of it, not a fan of it at all, but it's not like so bad that I DNF'd it. And honestly, like it's kind of nice to have just a weird, like not amazing book to just like break up all of the books I've been reading. But very glad I didn't buy this book. I got this book at a little free library, so that's really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this in the morning. I have work tomorrow, so I have to figure out what book I'm bringing with me to work. I think we might start A Deadly Education, and I do want to start People We Meet on Vacation, but I think I might save that for when I actually go on vacation. We are that far in the book, so close to being done. I honestly might return this book to the little free library. I don't know. I don't want this on my shelf. I'm curious to know if any of you guys have thoughts about this book, so if you've read it, let me know. But I'm gonna go to bed. I love you all, and I will see you all tomorrow morning. Hello, good morning. It is 8:30. I'm about to start today's time. I'm gonna read for just like 20 minutes real quick, and then do my morning routine, and then read some more. I have work, so I'm gonna read at work too, because I have a day shift, so hopefully it'll be slow. It's also gloomy, so, but it has been a long week. I don't know, this has made the week feel very long. I can't believe it's the last day. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna start. Okay, so 25 minutes later, and I am done with the book. I really didn't like it. Found it really dull and just predictable and just not like well thought out, I think, and not like well written. I don't know. I have to reflect on it a bit more, but I'm going to do my morning routine and then pick out the next book. I'm 25 minutes into the challenge today, and I already finished the book. So I don't know what I'm gonna pick yet, but I am excited, and yeah. Okay, I'll talk to y'all soon. Hello, so I'm gonna pick the next couple books I'm gonna read. I was planning on reading this, but then I didn't realize how small the font was, as you guys saw earlier, so I'm not doing that yet. But I'm currently leaning towards... Okay, I do really want to read Wolf Den. This is another book I got for free. Yeah, okay. It's time to reorganize this pile anyways. But I do really want to read The Wolf Den. I don't know if I want to read this yet. It is a pretty chunky book. I do really like the shape of it. I know that's kind of random, but like it is like smaller than most like big books. I feel like it's thinner. I really like it. So I'm gonna read reviews on this and see if I want to start this next. I do also really want to read Shit Cassandra Saw, but I know I can't take this to work. I don't think anyone would have a problem with it, but just because of the curse word in the title. And then I do, okay, so I have 4 top runners right now. It is A Deadly Education, Shit Cassandra Saw, People We Meet on Vacation, and The Wolf Den. So I think A Deadly Education might become my book, my like bag book, just because it's kind of like the thinnest and smallest out of all of these. And I don't know, since this is a fantasy novel, I don't know if I should start another fantasy novel, so that leaves Shit Cassandra Saw and People We Meet on Vacation to start. Okay, I'm gonna try to make a decision while organizing this pile, and I'll get back to you guys. So I've made my decision. I'm going to start reading Shit Cassandra Saw, and A Deadly Education is gonna become my bag book. So I have like 3 hours left on today's clock. Yeah, 3 hours and 10 minutes. I have work in 2 hours, so I'm going to start reading, hopefully for like half an hour, however long I feel like it, because I want to try to get it all done by like the evening, because my dad comes home today, so I want to spend time with him, so we'll see. But I'm going to start reading this. It's an essay compilation, like short stories, so I think that'll be a nice read. I decided against Wolf Den just because it seems very heavy in topic, and I kind of don't feel like jumping into that right now. I might start that next week, but we are dwindling down this pile, and it makes me very proud. I think we're gonna get through a decent chunk before I move, and then I will be okay with taking away my book buying ban, which will be very exciting. But I'm gonna start reading, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hello, so I am 16 minutes from finishing today's portion of the challenge, and we will be officially done with the challenge for the entirety of this week. I will be done, which is wild. I didn't have much time to read at work today because it was actually fairly busy, so I only got like 20 pages into A Deadly Education, and I am enjoying it. I'm intrigued and want to see what happens next, but I got very, very far into Shit Cassandra Saw. I read 225 pages today of this book, and I only have like 45 pages left. I wish I could finish it tonight, but I definitely can't. I have 16 minutes left, so I can probably get through like 20 to 25 more pages, so I'll get really close to the end, so I think that's very impressive. I'm enjoying it. It's a very easy read, so it's been fun. I love short stories, like having broken up like chunks just makes it go by so fast, and I've really been enjoying it, but can't believe this is almost over. This has been a lot of fun. It's definitely made me like realize like, again, like how intentional you can be with your time and how beneficial it can be. But I mean, I've finished so many books this week and I've just really learned a lot, which is very fun, but we'll reflect fully on that tomorrow. But I am going to go hang out with my family, and then before I go to bed I will finish the rest of my time. I literally have like 16 minutes left, so that's really cool. But I'll talk to you guys soon. Hi, hello. It is Sunday, so it has been a day or two since I ended the challenge, and I've had a little time to reflect and think about like what I really want to highlight in this outro. But first off, let me show you all the books I read / finished during this challenge. So these are all the books I read during this challenge. We read 5 books, which I think is honestly amazing. One of them I technically finished after the challenge, but it was like 20 minutes more, so I'm just counting it. But these are all the books I read during this week and during this challenge. I finished 4 of them within the time limit, and then one of them like barely outside of the time limit. I think that's so impressive. I think that's amazing. Obviously 2 of them I had previously started, so I was like 70 to 100 pages into those, but I still think that's such an amazing like amount of reading to be done. And I read for about 16 hours this week, and it taught me a lot about like being intentional with my time and how much time we spend on our phones that we could be doing other things, and just how to balance that out and kind of just be conscious of your phone consumption. I think this is a really interesting way to experience that and reflect on that, because you're doing something that I personally see as a more valuable use of my time, and just showed me how productive I could be within that time. I do think there needs to be a balance. I don't think like the answer is to completely cut out your phone time, because I understand like that is valuable time, like you may be doing things intentionally there, talking to loved ones, just consuming content. I think there is a balance to be had. My phone time did go down for the rest of the week I was doing the challenge. I had a couple days that skewed it, but for the most part my time was down like half an hour to an hour, which I think is amazing. And I really enjoyed this challenge. I highly recommend it if you guys are interested in trying something like this. I think it's a good balance between like doing something crazy like the 7 books in 7 days challenge, and it kind of like shows kind of like how much time I would need to spend to read 7 books in 7 days. I don't know, I really recommend this. I think it was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had so much fun. This is like my first like challenge for BookTube, and I really enjoyed it. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to let me know in the comments. Tell me about books you read, any reflections or things you'd like to share. I'd love to hear. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And make sure to tune in to my next video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I appreciate you all so much. Make sure to have an absolutely amazing rest of your day and take care. Bye!